Uneducated, unfiltered, unhinged. This is the Mangina Dialogues. We at it again with your host Nick Scopes and the Gregolicious. You know how we do, cause you know we keeping it gangster and silly. Unplugged like a full swung titty. Bout get jitty, cause you know we down to the nitty and the gritty. And we make shit sound so damn pretty. Yeah, cause this unhinged comedy. And right now you're in the mix, so get ready, cause we bout to get it poppin'. And we ain't stopping.
Uneducated, unfiltered, unhinged. This the Mangina Dialogues. We at it again. Yeah, we at it again. Uneducated, unfiltered, unhinged. This the Mangina Dialogues. We at it again. Yeah, we at it again. Yeah, yeah.
Welcome to the Mangina Dialogues. I'm your host, Nick Scopoletti.
And I'm the Gregolicious.
And our guest today, that was actually his wedding song, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Give it up for Andrew Ginsburg. What's up, dog?
Hey, thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming, man. I know you're a busy guy.
Yeah.
Headlining places. You got children on the way.
Wedding songs to come.
Wedding songs, yeah.
Yeah.
Was that a great, how was it dancing to that song at your wedding? Was it fun?
It was brutal. It was brutal. My grandparents almost dropped dead. We don't like this music. I'm like, well, Grandma, it's not your choice.
What accent was that?
Yeah.
What accent is that?
I don't know.
I was going to say, where are they from?
It's a combination
Russia?
of Southport, Connecticut, and Guam.
What a time, guys. I'm so happy to be here at the Sea Grape. Thanks for coming. Thanks for doing the mic, by the way.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Dude, it was fun. That was a good time. It was a
Yeah.
great time. But so we'll start with like some basic stuff here, man. Where are you from?
I grew
Tell
up
us
in
about
this
your
horrible
life.
place called Long Island. I used to lie in college and say Brooklyn because there's such a stigma and well-deserved. But, yeah.
Which part of Long Island?
I grew up in Lawrence, Nassau County. Bagel store at every corner, temple at every stop sign. Just pure Jews. Very, very cruel, judgmental place.
Sounds like my hometown.
Yeah.
I have the best nickel collection.
You're from Jersey, so it's like the same thing.
Yeah,
I'm going to say I'm Jewish before I get the anti-Semites after me. They're like,
Me too.
Yeah,
Me too.
Yeah, after I badmouth Jews.
You 100%?
Yeah, 100%.
Full blown.
Full blown.
Greg's only half, but
Yeah.
True.
Oh man, good old Long Island. You know what I noticed is everyone that's from Long Island that now lives in Connecticut, I always ask them. I have a few clients that are from Long Island, Italians and Jews, and I was like, "Would you ever go back?" They go, "No."
Yeah. I was talking to
The
Greg.
quickest no ever. Yeah.
Yeah, before the podcast, and my favorite all-time joke, Bobby Slayton, Jewish women from Long Island are probably the leading cause of homosexuality today.
It's definitely true. That's on every bagel store.
They're that brutal, huh?
Oh, the worst.
What are the Italian women like? I usually do good in Long Island just because of my complexion here, but
Really, it's the hairline.
and my last name. Well, yeah, bald Italians are in, dude. Not in Fairfield County, but Long Island, I do pretty well.
You have hair.
Eh.
Can't claim that.
No.
You're a rock star in Merrick.
I am. Any part of Long Island. My roommate from college, his name was Richie Vlacci. He's from Riverhead.
Yeah.
And his wife was Brittany Minardi. And I was like, this couldn't be
Yeah.
more. Even at college, they would always spend, like, money. She bought, like, gold high heels one time. I was like, what do you guys do with your money, man? We're in college. We're broke. He always had a new car.
Yeah. He worked at construction.
No, he was too frail for that. But he would buy like $200 worth of supplements a month from bodybuilding.com and just like never gained a pound of muscle for 4 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that guy from Long Island.
Yeah.
I love you, Richie. Sorry, but I had to say it. So, man, how'd you get your start in comedy? Because you're coming off a little bit of a hiatus. So
Yeah.
just go get into it for
I
us.
had a kid, took 2 years off because I wanted to try to get good at being a dad. I'm still working at it.
How's it going?
How's it going?
It's going okay. I can change a diaper pretty fast.
You know what my tip is?
Tell me.
Travel.
Travel.
Alone.
Wednesdays and
possible.
every other weekend. Yeah. No, so I took a hiatus, and I started in college 2001 in Boston. I wanted to give it a shot, and I met a guy named Teddy Bergeron and kind of took me under his wing. Great comic in Boston, destroyed his career with booze, but he was on the Tonight Show a lot, and he kind of took me under his wing.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So what club were you at in Boston?
It was the Chops Lounge, Fenway Park Holiday Inn basement. It was
That's a lot of words.
It was a dump, boy. It was a dump, but good, real Boston comics. Punchline, 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 and they don't mess around. If you suck, they let you know, and I sucked.
You have a T-shirt from there? I'd like to get one of those.
Chops Lounge. Yeah.
Is it even there anymore?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I'm guessing that Holiday, because it was right by Fenway Park and cheap rates. I bet it's still there.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I was
I've
just
stayed
there.
in that hotel.
Holiday Inn Fenway Park?
100%.
Yeah.
That's right by the Burger King, right?
Yep.
I used to go to that Burger King. I was in college in Boston. I would go to that Burger King all the time after parties and stuff. And when I came back to college, when I was going to like homecomings and all kinds of stupid shit, I would stay in that Holiday Inn.
Yeah.
Didn't go to the comedy club in the basement, though. I was probably in the basement, but not at the comedy
Did
club.
you know it was there?
I didn't.
Oh, okay. See, that happens. You didn't know it was there. So what made you want to start? Like, what you're like, and especially in Boston.
I could get kicked out of class really fast without cursing, just by being obnoxious. And, I wanted to try it. I was also very shy, and I thought it'd be good just to, get out of my comfort zone, and it was. And I kind of liked it, I kept getting back up, and eventually I started to get a little better, and I continued.
What'd you major in college?
Psychology.
Makes sense.
Yeah, 75% women, all the most vulnerable type. So, yeah, it was fun.
I really fucked up college, man. I should have done that. That's a great idea.
Yeah, you can't get a job, though.
No, you have to. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's like the one undergrad where it's like you need a PhD to get anywhere with it.
You need a PhD to be a doctor.
You do. Science.
It makes sense.
Well, you could do like sports. Anyway, I don't want to get into it, but I was just thinking about like you could do like sports psychology with like a master's, I think, but like that's very different.
I think I have a PhD that I got online with my being a minister. I got them at the same time.
Is that Universal Life Church?
And Universal University.
Like Universal Studios?
Yeah, something like that.
That's wild, man. So you forced yourself as a shy guy. You're like, I'm going to go on stage in front of people.
Yeah, and my right leg wouldn't stop shaking, and I did like jokes. I think they were semi-racist. And it was a horrible experience.
I was going to ask, what did you talk about? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was about getting robbed by a black man, and I quickly learned.
That definitely didn't happen at Fenway Park, though.
No, it happened in New York.
There's a perimeter.
Yeah, no, it happened. It was New York specific. Yeah.
Yeah, at Fenway, it's all just white Irish dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a fucking wallet. God, that's
Dropkick Murphys.
So what made you want to keep going?
I started getting better. I started really liking it. I like the attention of it. We're all attention whores.
A little, yeah. Definitely, for sure.
Was your wife a comedy groupie?
God, no. No, in fact, she hates comedy.
Same with mine.
Yeah.
They must be friends.
I try to watch like stand-up on Netflix, and she's like, I don't want to watch this crap. No comedies. We only watch stuff where people get murdered.
Or they're in jail.
Of course.
Yeah, but murdered.
Yeah.
She doesn't like suicide. She doesn't like terminal illness. She wants murder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You probably need a bodyguard.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Or sleep under a bubble.
She's twisted.
Or with an eye open.
Yeah.
With a gun.
I like the murder stuff, too, though.
It's the best.
I watch, like, the Ted Bundy tapes. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a psychology, like, my fascination is, like, how does that person get there? Like, why are they that way? Like, why is decapitating a woman sexy?
Yeah, my
You
house
know what I mean?
scares me. Like, I go home and I'm frightened because there's two things my kids and my wife watch. Jail shows.
Mm-hmm.
My wife knows everything about a shank. She knows how to kill you when you're sleeping, in the shower. She is an assassin if you're behind bars. And my oldest son is into these, like, NCIS shows and all these shows on how to get away with, they're investigating these murders. So he's like, he knows how to get away with it if he does it, and my wife knows how to do it.
Yeah.
So I'm screwed.
You are.
You're gonna be on your way out soon. That's cool.
That's fine.
I'm gonna need a new
Insurance is
comedy
paid.
DJ. So if anyone's listening,
If
you know
she's
how to work
smart,
DJ.
she'll use poison. That's how you get away with. And women always use poison.
It's amazing. There's like 9 shovels in my garage. I have no idea why.
You don't shovel your
And
driveway?
a lot of gasoline.
So, Andrew, you're doing stand-up in Boston. Now, college ends. What do you do from there?
I was going to continue on. I was opening for this guy, Teddy Bergeron, I mentioned, all over about Taunton, Mass., all these little places. And I was going to stay there, and then 9/11 happened, and I kind of wanted to go back home. I don't know why. I wasn't going to do anything, but I just wanted to be back in New York.
Got you.
Yeah. So I moved back, and I started comedy there, and 15 years I've been doing it there. So, yeah.
God, how'd you get into training?
In college, I was a tennis player. I got kicked off the tennis team at Boston University because I just wouldn't go to practice. I smoked a lot of weed, and I needed competitive outlets, so I started bodybuilding because it's the natural lateral move from tennis.
Definitely.
Yeah, totally.
A ton of ex-tennis players.
That's so
bodybuilding.
interesting.
Yeah. Tons of McEnroe, and
It's the second most transition sport next to chess players to bodybuilding.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then so I got into bodybuilding, and then I started training people at the same time I was doing stand-up. So they were always together. They were always kind of a pair.
Same.
Yeah.
That's literally what I've been doing. Yeah, it's the same thing. But it's go ahead.
Well, talk about. Bodybuilding, it's all about you, and you're showing off your muscles. Stand up, it's all about you. You're showing off your wit. It's just, you obviously are missing something if you need that much attention.
Well, I was an only child, so we got that.
Right.
But no, I get it, man. Because I don't know about you, but like I played team sports my whole life, and then when you get to a point where it's just like, it's kind of cool that it's just you.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to rely on anyone. It's all on you.
Yeah.
There's no like he dropped the ball.
Yeah.
To someone did that, it's up to you.
Well, I had tennis also, so that's 3 things that were completely selfish.
Who puts on the baby oil?
It depends. You gotta have good friends, man. I had good friends. I don't know about you.
Yeah. I did some contests in college, and my roommates would paint me brown. That's what you do.
Yeah.
And then they oil you up, and then it's just for what?
To go on stage. I don't know.
I know what I'm doing later. I'm going to make a couple phone calls. You guys want to come over and paint me brown and oil me up?
Yeah.
That's what I call foreplay, dude.
Were
Were you standing there in like just a sock?
No.
That's what I was doing. Maybe I went too aggressive with it. I was in a cabin in Vermont in my first show, freezing, and they were just painting me. I had a sock on.
You spend a lot of time in cabins in Vermont.
Apparently I have. Where was your first show?
It was Quinnipiac, the Doosa Classic. I was a sophomore. I was a sophomore in college, and I did this show, and I went against all these juiced up guys with injection sites all over their body and jacked, and it was fine. I liked it. I don't know why, and I did it again. So,
How old were you? You said sophomore?
I was 19, 18. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Dude, that's ballsy to do your first bodybuilding show.
Yeah.
Do you remember what the prep was like for it?
Yeah, the carbs and the low carbs and just the
Was that fucking hard in college?
It was.
That's got to be a nightmare. I don't know how you did that.
It was weird.
How many shows did you end up doing?
20.
Holy fuck.
I won 3, and it was a weird thing that I went. Yeah, I look at it now and say that was so stupid.
So do I.
Where are the pictures? I'd like to see some pictures.
Oh, I have pictures. They're all over the internet. Yeah.
God damn, man. You did 20 shows. When did you stop? So you did your first one, you said you were 19 or
I
so?
did about 1 a year and stopped about, 2 years ago, something like that.
Really?
I do 2 a year. In college, I would do the one every weekend. I got hooked. I was like, this is great.
You did a show every weekend?
I did. I was on a Greyhound bus going to like Bangor, Maine, and Northampton, Mass, and I'd take a bus to New York to do another one. It was weird.
I'll tell you that Northampton, Mass must have been a hot spot.
Yeah, for bodybuilding.
bodybuilding.
Bunch of vegan bodybuilders.
Oh my God.
Hippies.
Yeah.
Dude,
jacked.
for real. That's incredible. Why bodybuilding? What made you get into it?
My dad beat the living crap out of me when I was a kid, and the weights were what I did to protect myself. I had a gym weight. He called it my stupid weight shit. It was in the basement, and I would lift weights to defend myself against my dad.
Stupid weight shit.
Stupid weight shit.
I think our dads know each other.
Maybe. Maybe. But, and you build up your body and try to get a little self-esteem.
Yeah.
I still don't have any, but.
That's why we keep going on stage. We're such masochists.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm going to go on stage and this might not work.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
So you know what? You may as well do 30 minutes at one of the biggest comedy clubs in New York City, just randomly for some tourists.
Yeah.
Work it out.
I'm down. What do you think?
Well, you should totally do 45 minutes.
I don't have 45 minutes.
That never stopped
That's
anybody.
why you do it.
Apparently,
Every
we've
single
seen it.
girl you've ever been with has said the exact same thing.
It's true, dude. Doing the
minutes.
old Monroe Shuffle. The Monroe Shuffle, let me explain this for you. So I'm from Monroe, Connecticut, right? Second half of my life. My buddy, I don't know why he coined this term. For a while, he would, like, hook up with girls, right? And he would be like, he's like, dude, I keep doing the fucking, we're both from Monroe. He goes, I keep doing the Monroe Shuffle. And I go, what's that? He goes, you go down on a girl for about 45 minutes, and you fuck her for about 90 seconds. He's like, that's the Monroe Shuffle.
I guess that's fair for her. She probably prefers that.
I know.
It sucks for us.
He's like, damn, dude, I keep, like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just doing the Monroe Shuffle, dude. I'm trying to kill time down there, and then
It doesn't make sense at all, but it's fine.
It makes sense if
Doesn't
you have a
need to.
little dick. Because
he
then
doesn't.
then-
I've seen it. It's great.
And then it's good PR because they tell their other friends, you know, he went down on me for 45 minutes. And
Right.
Yeah.
That's what you got to think.
Yeah,
It's
it's-
all about the PR.
It's all PR.
He's got T-shirts.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was your favorite color trunks you wore on stage?
Oh, I was a blue guy because I have the dark hair. You know, I always
Navy blue?
No, royal blue. I always felt like royal blue.
Wow.
Yeah. I think, you know, the blonde guys could do the yellow. Yeah, I went with the blue.
I did. Yeah.
What was your color?
Turquoise and red.
Yeah.
The turquoise was interesting. It's such a weird, like, that sport's so fucking weird, dude.
Mhm.
Like, you're supposed to be like, you're supposed to be like, not healthy, but they look at you on stage and they see these people smiling and they're tan and they're in great shape, but meanwhile you feel like you're gonna fucking die.
Yeah, and the more drugs you take, the better you do.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I know. Did you ever?
Never did steroids, which is why I didn't win that often.
So you were natural competing in a drugged federation.
Yeah, because in that, like, teenage classes, it's like you could still kind of play. And if I beat you, I beat you, and you were taking drugs. And if I lost you, well, it's because you were taking drugs.
So what made you, like, go into? You said you were training a little bit in college.
Yeah.
And then what made you? Because now it's what you do, right? Correct.
Yeah. Training, clients. I felt it was the one place where I didn't have a boss, which was good for doing stand-up comedy at night because I could make my own schedule.
Yeah.
And they can use them as bounce boards off material,
I do
right?
that,
Yeah,
I
of
do
course. Of course, it's an hour. It's a painful hour, and it's boring as hell. You're counting for people that are lazy. I mean, you don't want to be doing that. You don't want to be. You get the crazies and the people that use your ears as toilets for an hour.
Oh boy.
But they're paying you. You're basically a prostitute.
You sound passionate about your work.
The worst. The worst.
I feel you on all those fronts, but also I love it. So
And
I
how does
get
someone
it.
get in touch with you for training?
Go to fuckyou.com
Yeah.
/ Andrew Ginsburg.
Throw the weights at your head.
I've been doing it so long. It's just I'm constantly screwing up numbers. I hand people 2 different dumbbells. I'm like, I'm gone. Yeah.
That's like a joke amongst trainers, though, is we always fuck up the count.
Oh, it's always 3 more because 2
Yeah,
more is
yeah.
too obvious.
Yeah. There was like, was that it? Like, yep, one more.
Yeah.
Okay. Like,
That's why I'm doing this with Nick, because he used to train me.
Oh, okay.
And I was convinced he couldn't count past 7.
Yeah.
I really can't, I don't think.
It's like, I'm telling you, we're at 9. We're not at 9. Do 3 more.
Your mind's at like 7 different places. Well, it depends. It also very much depends on like the day you're having.
There's never been a Jeopardy champion who's also a personal trainer.
What are you
Or a
trying to say,
contestant,
dude?
Probably.
Yeah. No.
No, that's very, very true.
But there has been on Wipeout.
Really?
I have no idea.
But it's anybody can do that job. There's no certification test.
I mean, there is, depending on what route you want to go.
It's a joke.
It depends on the certification, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's some fucking bullshit ones.
Oh, the one I took.
What'd you take?
I took
ACE?
I did ACE, and it's
Yeah.
like if a client complains of tightness in the chest, do you A, chocolate, B, chocolate, C, chocolate, or D, call a doctor?
Obviously, it's A, B, and C.
Yeah.
It depends, man. It really
the answer
depends.
is always chocolate.
Yeah.
If there's a question and one of the choices is chocolate, the answer is always chocolate.
Yeah. It very much depends on the what do you call it? Who's certifying you and like what? Like, because I have like 5 certifications, but like they were all actual like tests and reading and then go in person and blah blah blah. Like they weren't just like, all right, I'm gonna do this for
Right.
a day or two and then get a fucking bullshit cert. But
Yeah.
it's all right. It's all right. I don't want to get into training because I'll talk about it for fucking ever. But
I was just about to take a nap.
you're so funny, dude. So where's comedy at? So you took how long off?
Took 2 years off. My son is 2.5 now, so I started getting back up, and I did the Carolines on Wednesday. Did 30 minutes, and it went really well. Yeah,
That's awesome.
It was nice to see I could still do it because you get your doubts. You're like, maybe I'm done, and then you get back up there and it goes well. I'm like, God, I missed this.
That's so cool.
How often were you performing before you took the time off?
5 or 6 nights a week.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. I hit it hard for 15 years, and then I kind of.
Wow.
Yeah.
So were you able to like support yourself doing that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, largely, yeah. I would train a few clients a week, but comedy was my income, and now it's training is my income. Because as a father, it's stable, and I get to see my kid at night, which is very important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your hours like now?
I go to the city. I commute to the city, which I hate. The Metro North, I don't want to get into that. But I work 7 a.m. till about 2 p.m. and come home. So I'm home by 4 o'clock. And
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's nice.
You work straight through.
I do. It's client, get back on the train.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Would you have your own facility in the city?
I rent studio space, same place, for 15 years on the Upper West Side.
Okay.
Yeah. I train all writers, oddly enough. It's weird. Yeah. Crazy poet. A lot of writers.
Really?
Yeah.
Are their hands really strong?
They're really
Like
strong.
abnormally strong?
Yeah. Freaky grip strength.
Have you had
Makes
these
sense.
clients for a long time?
Long
Incredible
time. All
thumbs.
of them 10 years plus. So that's why I can kind of badmouth it, because these guys are like family. They know I'm half joking about how much I hate it.
And them. Nobody likes their family.
That's true.
That's not true, Greg.
Half of them, at least.
Do you ever see yourself leaving training completely?
Yeah.
Do you want to? You want to get out?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Problem is, to what? So what? I don't want to sit in an office. Stand up is not realistic because I'm going to have 2 kids. And so I'll be training people when I'm 70. I'll be one of those, like, you see the old trainers, you're like, oh, you poor dude. But every year I was like, I want to be done training by 35. I'll be 40 this year. I want to be done by 40. I'll be doing this. I'm in for life.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
That's what I keep saying
Yeah.
too. I'm like, when I'm like 35, I'm 31 now. I'm like, I'll be hopefully on my way out, but we'll see.
Well, I'm finding more and more people that don't know what they want to do with their life. And I think there's a reason. We don't want to do anything.
Yeah, when you talk to people that like travel a lot or like don't know what they want to do, you're like, what do you want to do? Like, honestly, I just don't want to work.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're like, oh, well.
And a lot of people don't have to anymore with their startups,
Just get
Fuckers.
I know.
Do you hate startups, Craig?
I mean, everybody's got a startup
That's true.
doing something.
That's true.
So what comedians do you like?
I love, they're all dead.
Of course.
Carlin, Sam Kinison, Richard Pryor. Some of them are alive. Let's do the alive ones. Bobby Slayton, I love. Bill Burr today. Sebastian Maniscalco, I think, is phenomenal.
I just saw him in L.A. at the Comedy Store a few weeks ago,
Yeah.
like a month ago.
Yeah.
And I was not a big fan of his
Yeah.
up until I saw that. Like, I watched the specials. I'm like, eh. And then he came out and burned the place down. Burned it to the ground. Like, I don't know how anyone went on after him. I mean, they did, and they were funny, but he legit lit the place up. I was like, holy shit. I don't know what I've missed, but this fucker's funny.
Yeah. He's
It was
hosting the MTV Awards Monday, and he doesn't know any of the pop culture people. And there's a good article in the Times about it today, how he's they're writing some jokes for him because he doesn't know what he's
Right.
He listens to, like, Led Zeppelin and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know who would know any of that shit. He does. Nick does. Nick knows all that
What,
shit.
like the newer people? Some. It really depends. I definitely know, like, the newer stuff, but, like, that's going to be funny to watch, dude.
What do you do when you bump into someone, they find out, that you tell them that you're a comedian and that you start talking about influences or comedians in particular, and then they don't know any of the classic people? Because that happened to me recently.
Yeah.
And there's a girl in my office who's super into comedy, and I was like, oh, and I just referenced Sam Kinison, and she's like, who's that?
Yeah, it's sad.
And I'm like, how could you call yourself a comedy fan if, like, you don't know one of the biggest names in the last 50 years of all time in comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, nope, no idea who you're talking about.
Wow.
And I was like, I literally was like, I can't have any more of this conversation. I don't know how you go from there to have an intelligent conversation about comedy. I don't know. But it's got to happen.
Who does she like? Did you know? Like, does she know like the guys now? She knows. Is that it?
Bobby Lee.
Yeah. Yeah. So right now.
Yeah.
All the guys that are on
Right.
right now. Yeah. That's she just likes Bobby Lee.
That's it. She just likes Bobby Lee. He's a one-trick pony.
John looks like he's dead over here. By
I
the
know.
way.
I love looking at you.
Dude, is it freaking
It's like
me
weekend
out,
at
man?
Bernie's.
Yeah.
It's Bernie.
Oh, he's drinking a beer.
No,
he's alive.
He's alive.
He's alive.
Listening to something. What kind of beer are you drinking, John? Yell, because we can't hear you. Two Roads Little Heaven, he says.
Beautiful.
Good choice here.
Local beers, man. What a guy.
Keeping it Connecticut.
Did you try to model your stand-up after anyone? Was there anyone out of those guys where you're like, I kind of like his style? Like when you were first starting out and you were trying to find your voice?
Yeah, I mean, I tried to Robert Schimmel. I loved, and I tried to do that. And in Boston, there was people were doing Dennis Miller, Seinfeld, of course. Everybody says that, and sometimes people say I sound like Seinfeld, and it's a huge problem because there already was a Seinfeld.
He did pretty well. Yeah.
Any Boston comedians you like?
Boston, yeah, oh God, yeah. Don Gavin, Teddy Bergeron. Who else from Boston? Louis C.K.
Yeah.
Bill Burr.
Right.
Nick DiPaolo.
Yeah, I don't know a lot. When I was there was a lot of guys. I think Jake Johansson.
Sure.
Lenny Clark, obviously.
Oh, Lenny Clark was awesome.
He's very funny, dude.
Yeah.
Glad he's still alive. He's old.
I only know these names through like Joe Rogan talks about these guys. That's feel like where I got Teddy Bergeron. It sounds so familiar.
Joe Rogan mentioned him on a podcast, and I was so glad he did. The dude is so talented, but nobody's gonna ever hear of him.
Is he still alive?
Yeah.
Just drank himself in a...
Yeah. He was supposed to take over for Johnny Carson. And the night that he was supposed to guest host, he got drunk and he missed it. And Rosie O'Donnell got called in to fill in. She wrote in her bio, I owe my career to Teddy B. Yeah, so it's one of those things. I know.
Oh, man, that's fucking
Boston's
terrible.
always had a good comedy scene. I mean, we used to go all the time.
Yeah.
To the Comedy Stop and some of those places. It was a good time.
Yeah.
You ever hear that, Nick?
I've been to Boston twice in my
Nick's
life.
Comedy Stop.
Nick's-
It's your place.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
No, I've only been to... I went to Fenway beginning of June. It was for a training seminar. It wasn't at Fenway, but we went to Fenway. Like, it was near Massachusetts. We went there, and then it was Pride Week.
It wasn't at Fenway, but it was in Massachusetts.
Yeah, it was like 30 minutes away. But it was Pride Week.
So basically the week.
And it was very interesting. It wasn't what I expected from Fenway. Once you left the park, there was like guys in rompers and glitter on their face and
Wow.
stuff.
That's
Surprise.
all Red Sox fans. They're just
No, it's all
wearing
dudes
rompers.
and tattoos, and they all have, everyone has
I'm a Red Sox fan.
everyone has
No,
a
you're
shamrock
not. I
tattoo.
am.
Are you really?
Yeah.
How the hell is that
Dad's
possible?
from Boston. He beat it into me.
Ugh. Can we beat it out of you?
You could.
Are you a Patriots fan
I
too?
don't know how that works.
You a Patriots fan too?
You know what? I am. All Boston sports. Listen, you go in. I know.
I guess. I know you're from New York and you hate Long Island, so you wanted to rebel. I get it. I
yeah.
get it.
Do you follow it?
Oh, big time. Huge sports fan. Yeah, I follow it.
I fucking knew it.
I have Nesson wired to my
Do you
house.
really?
I do. Pay extra for that.
Holy
I love
shit!
my Nesson.
Direct link.
I do. My Jerry Remy.
Did you hear
Remy.
it?
You ever been to Jerry Remy's?
No.
He has a couple. I don't know. Actually, one of them is gone. He used to have. He has one. He has a big sports bar.
Yeah.
I think at Fenway
Yeah.
or somewhere.
Yeah.
And then he had one in Fall River that recently closed, but it was beautiful. It was really nice. Good chicken wings.
Yeah, he's like the Michael K of,
Boston.
Yeah.
That's a baseball. Well, Michael Kay's not a baseball player, but Jerry was a baseball player on the Red Sox. Nothing?
Talking to the
You got
wrong
nothing?
guy, dude.
Zero?
I don't like baseball. When I did, I was a Yankee. My grandmother was a Yankees fan. We grew up in Westchester, and Mariano Rivera lived in our building. So, like, that's who I knew. Like, you know what I mean? It was dope. I was 7, so it was the coolest thing in the world. But I would go to Yankees games. I really liked Fenway, though. I'll be honest. I like it better. The Yankee Stadium's too much, man.
It is too big. It's cold. It's
like
foreboding.
a fucking mall. It's like a mall and a nightclub. It's just like too much is happening.
Yeah, and you need to make like $500K to go to a ball game there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's insane. I took my kids to see the Grateful Dead or the Dead & Co. at Fenway Park a few summers ago. It was awesome.
Yeah, Fenway's great.
Yeah.
And you walk out and there's just all those bars there. They have like that upper deck part. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Tickets weren't even, I think they were like $40.
Yeah, it's reasonable.
Very reasonable. I remember paying $28 to sit in like the back bleacher seats at Yankee Stadium, and it was a nightmare.
It used to be $8 when I first moved to New York in the mid-'90s. We used to go. It was $8. You only could buy the ticket in the bleachers day a game. $8.
Are you kidding?
No, and you couldn't drink booze at some point, which was terrible.
Wow.
They cut you off?
It was all fights. It was like legendary.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
So what's your comedy plan?
I want to get up a few times every week, keep writing. Writing's really what I enjoy more than performing, so I want to keep writing. And, just to get up and write more material.
And what are you going to do when this new baby comes?
Write about it. I want to write and put together a new act. I did a lot. I had 4 comedy albums on iTunes, and one of them did well. I want to do a 5th.
All right.
But I wanted to do it about being a father. Even though I don't know how many people want to hear dad jokes when you don't have kids. I could see that not doing so well.
I think it'll do fine.
I think people can relate.
Yeah.
It's a new...
Everybody was a kid.
Yeah, for sure.
How'd you, when you had albums on iTunes,
Yeah.
and one did well,
Well,
what's well?
Eat the Yolk was in the top 10 for a couple of weeks on iTunes. That was my 4th album, and it was all about fitness. And I made a couple of bucks from that, which
Eat
is
the
really
Yolk.
hard. Eat the Yolk, yeah. Because nobody eats the yolk anymore.
Yeah,
The-
fucking...
And it has half the vitamins and nutrients.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah,
Eat the yolk.
yeah. Eat
absolutely.
So, like, how many downloads did it have?
The yolk. I don't remember.
You have no idea.
A lot, though, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, people
Congratulations.
No, thank you. That was a long time. 2014, so that's 5 years ago. But yeah.
It's pretty recent.
Yeah.
So that was all about fitness stuff?
All about fitness.
I want to listen to it now.
Diet, yeah. All the trends, all the fads, all the garbage.
What were you talking? What was the big fad in 2014?
Well, gluten. I mean, once people got rid of gluten, the world really seemed to fall apart. Racism, the glaciers started melting. Gluten, really, I think if we bring back gluten, there'll be world peace. And cops and
Trump became president.
Yeah.
Just a wild
I don't
time.
get the gluten thing. There's no way there's as many gluten allergic people in the world
Oh, no.
as they say they're gluten allergic.
No,
It's impossible.
No, but it's fashionable. You say
Yeah.
you're gluten free.
It's the same thing with all the fake Louis Vuitton handbags.
Yep.
There's no way they're selling that many
is.
handbags for the amount that are on the subway.
It is.
Sorry.
Well, it's like yoga with the spiritual gangsters. It's an
Yeah.
elitist thing. I'm gluten free. You're full of shit.
It really...
Until that donut just rolls by and you're like, I need that fucking donut.
Yeah.
Do you think it also is, not to get too sciencey and training here, but you also think it's like the quality of food later in life? Like, you know how like maybe there were gluten-free people or people that had a celiac disease in the 50s or 60s, but also the food was very different and like the quality.
But they were also a lot less overweight.
They were.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
A
As
lot
the
of
food
physical.
quality's gotten better and we've gotten supposedly healthier, everyone's overweight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I think, like, well, maybe people are eating the wrong shit. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
Or I just don't. I go back and forth on the gluten stuff. Like, I really don't know.
Yeah.
But maybe you're right. I've had, like, gluten-free waffles, and they're the fucking worst.
Oh, it's disgusting.
I've had some gluten-free cookies that are really good.
yeah,
Mainly in Los Angeles. I don't know. I think they're probably full of shit.
Full of sugar,
I think,
yeah.
I think it's also
That's
full
the
of
thing,
shit.
too, is, like, the vegan, the gluten-free. Like, vegan, gluten-free cookies still, like, sugar. There's still sugar, a fuck ton in there, too, to make it not taste like cardboard.
Well, plant-based and vegans have never been more popular. Everything. And I love chicken. And
Yeah.
a steak is nice once in a while.
I just think all this gluten-free people are bullshit.
They are
Like,
bullshit.
they're real, and it offends me as a person that fucking likes gluten.
Yeah.
Like, it's bullshit. My cousin's gluten-free, and she's like, well, I can have gluten sometimes. I'm like, tell that to someone that's got a fucking peanut allergy.
Right.
Right. That's the
They're
thing.
going to die.
It's like,
You're
well,
not.
it's not like, right. It's not for some people that have gluten allergies. I know a buddy of mine, his father, I'll never forget this. At a dinner a few years ago, his dad was busting. He's Italian from Westchester. He was busting my balls because I replaced a pasta side dish with potatoes. And he goes, why do you fucking, I mean, 25 minutes of ripping me apart. Why don't you just eat whatever? He's ate all that stuff his whole life, now has gut issues, can only eat gluten-free, or his stomach he has diverticulitis, and it will fuck him up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, maybe there is, I think it's, like, stress and immune system and all that stuff, too, that just takes a toll, and, like, the gluten is, like, the last little, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Now it's keto. Every couple of years we have a new enemy. Now it's carbs altogether, so.
Yeah, keto. Oh, God. That's a whole other fucking story.
Yeah.
I hate that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever done keto?
I mean, it was called Atkins, and then it was called something else. These are not new. Low carbs.
I know.
They just keep giving it a different name, and people are making a lot of money. It's low. Have you ever done low carbs? Yeah.
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 Dude, they did it. Keto,
works.
Keto,
It works.
low carb, high fat. They found like shit from like the early 1900s that it would help people with like seizures.
Right.
They've been doing it forever.
It's right. Late 1800s.
You know, I first did it like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And I did it because my father was a sports agent, mainly had football players, so some of his best friends were football players. So one time a guy comes in who was my father's best friend, and he was retired for a long time, and I was trying to lose weight, and he was like, oh, you should just do what we used to do 2 months before training camp. And I'm like, what's that? He was like, eat as much red meat as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Don't eat anything else, and you will lose a ton of weight in a very short amount of time. He's like, that's what we would all do in the off season because they were, big drinkers. They would drink a case of beer a day, and then they'd have to lose 40, 50 pounds in a month, 2 months before they report for training camp, because they didn't have back then what they have now, where you're reporting for training camp every fucking 2 months. One time a year they report to training camp, and they'd have 2 months to drop all this weight, and that's what they did years and years ago.
Right.
So I did it and lost a shit ton of weight.
It
Then
works.
I had a
It
cookie,
works.
and I had a cookie, and then I fucking gained 40 pounds.
Right.
One cookie.
Oh, that's how it happens. Did you ever have? That's what I want to ask you too, because I've had horrible rebounds after shows.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know if your cravings or anything were like wild after shows, or if you were good. But like I had I was 180 on stage on a Sunday, and on Saturday I was 205.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Your body doesn't want to stay there.
Did you ever have rebounds like that?
Yeah. It's when you want to go back to eating normal food. Now you can't, with the food thing, you can't say the word fat anymore. Weight Watchers is wellness now.
Yeah.
Like no,
Is it? I didn't
it
even
made
catch
fat
that.
beautiful, and it isn't. You die.
My rebounds were different. I would get broken up by a blonde, and I would immediately go out and find 4 redheads.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. Those are my rebounds.
We got to get Greg on stage, man. What do you think, dude?
Is there a stripper pole?
Is there?
Will be a stripper pole? Because I'll be on that stage all day.
God. Yeah, this whole keto thing's interesting. Cause I have buddies, like I've done it, and like I can't sleep when I do it.
Yeah.
So like it's like this all like say it's supposed to save everyone. I can't do it, but then again, I have guys that have run, friends of mine that have done 50-mile races on keto.
I did it when I was doing it a second time. I had season tickets to the Jets for some fucked up reason. And
That's terrible.
It was ridiculously stupid. Vinny Testaverde. We were sitting in the upper deck, and like at the time, I don't know where you guys did low carb, but like it would take a tremendous amount for me to go to the bathroom, right?
Oh yeah, there's
Not
no
pee,
fight. Yeah.
number 2. And so we're sitting in the upper deck, and my buddy happened to bend over. I had just farted, and it was like the one fart a week I could get out, right? And it was right. It was like right in his face, and he literally ate it. It took out the entire section. To this day, if we call him up on the phone right now and I just say Jet Game, he will give you 45 minutes of a detailed blow by blow of this one particular fart that he still lives with, and everybody else in that section just from low carb.
Yeah, that happens, dude. That happens.
Let's transition to another topic.
What would you like to talk about, Greg?
I think my topics are over for a minute or two.
What, the fart thing wasn't good enough?
Well, I was just reading actually a thing about fart rape. Have you heard of that?
I have not, but I'm going to write it down.
No, it's interesting. Fart rape is a new kind of a feminist term about men farting really loud to intimidate women. and kind of express their dominance, make women feel unwelcome. So, you walk around and you fart, and like your wife or your sister's like, oh, that's gross. And that's apparently an intimidation tactic.
This is a real thing.
Yeah, it's called fart rape.
No wonder my kids and no one in my house comes anywhere near me.
I fucking hate people
intimidation.
nowadays. That just made me so sad.
I know.
John, have you ever been
Everything
fart
is
raped?
offensive. You can't even fart anymore.
Dude, everything. Do you now,
Yeah.
because the comedy game's changed quite a bit,
Oh,
right?
God, yeah.
Now, do you worry about that stuff at all? Or are you
Yeah.
at the point where you're like, I don't give a fuck. I got my family. Like,
No, I do give a fuck. Like, I had to take out a lot of jokes I would have normally done the other night. Like, I used to do a joke, same question every woman. Would you still love me if I was fat? Well, how fat are we talking? 10 pounds, yeah. 20 pounds, yeah. 50 pounds, no. I don't think I could say that anymore because women would get pissed off. Oh, that's 50 pounds. She's still beautiful. Nah, she's really not.
I'd use it. I would absolutely use it.
I would use it, dude.
Yeah.
Come on.
I got attacked once on stage by Muslim fundamentalists.
Like physically?
Yeah, he destroyed the show. He cleared the room. I did a joke in 2005. I said, you can tell about a religion by their symbols. Jews wear the Star of David, Christians wear crosses, and of course Muslims wear explosives. And there was a Muslim in the back, and he said, "You Jew motherfucker, you're worse than the Palestinians. I kill you." And he stormed the stage, and I was like, case in point, right there. It's about them.
Like, dude, you just proved my point.
Yeah,
Also,
but
it's a comedy show.
Yeah, right. But he knocked over tables. He completely destroyed the show, and I apologized to the club owners. Like, that's a good joke.
At least the club owner was cool.
Yeah,
What club was this?
this was Stand Up New York.
That's
but
amazing.
but I never did that joke again. Because now you say something about it. Muslims, a nun gets shot in Somalia.
That's
We're on
that's
a podcast
incredible.
in Fairfield, Connecticut.
Yeah.
The whole religion thing. I don't really want to dive into it, but I was
No.
just reading a book about how some of the most sexually aggressive men are from countries where it's very repressed.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, what is that? What's the benefit there? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what is your religion doing for you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's so many. Oh God, that shit. I could talk about that for about an hour.
Yeah, same. I think once the snake starts talking, you close the book.
Now, do you go to like temple still?
Hell
like,
no.
you're not doing
No,
it. Are
no
your
bar
boys?
mitzvah,
None of it.
no.
You're done.
Nothing. No bris, no bar mitzvah, no religion.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a
What about your
John
wife?
Lennon song.
Is your wife Jewish as well?
Yeah,
or no?
she's Jewish, and we both
are.
we loathe the holidays. We don't, we're modern day Jews.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. You eat
I
pork
got a
and all
trunk
that shit.
full of matzah if you want it.
No,
God,
I'm good.
trying to get rid of that
Nobody
for
likes
so much.
matzah.
Matzo
No.
ball soup is a whole other.
That's good stuff.
Very different.
Yeah.
I actually don't mind matzah. I don't know why.
Yeah, but you're not.
Like-
You eat it on normal days.
I'll eat it until it runs out,
Okay.
but I'm
Yeah.
not going back to buy more.
Right.
But around Passover, there's 15 boxes of it, and until it finds its way out, I'll eat it.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it. Put some peanut butter on it.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like cracker.
Make some concrete.
Do your parents care that you're not gonna?
No.
They don't give a
No,
shit?
their parents don't give it. No.
That's why I don't know. I never because my grandmother was off the boat Italian,
Yeah.
Roman Catholic, all this whole shit.
Yeah.
And my dad grew up that way. They all grew up that way. But my dad and his sister went on to be born again Christian,
Yeah.
which is the same book. It's the
Right.
same fucking thing. But every holiday, my grandmother would be like, "What does your book say? And why did you guys? You should be Catholic," and would bust their balls
Yeah.
incessantly about it. They would not stop.
I think it's more that I married a Jewish woman. I was married twice. First marriage was to a Chinese woman. That didn't fly.
That was not
No,
good.
that was a sin, man. They called it the silent Holocaust because I'm secretly weeding out the Jews. But I married Jewish, so now
Now they're happy.
now we're fine.
How long-
Everything is
They had to be
kosher.
psyched on Christmas when there was always food around.
Chinese Christmas?
No.
Oh.
Well, the regular Christmas.
Oh, regular Christmas?
Like
Yeah.
Chinese food.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. That's my favorite type of Christmas, though. My
Oh,
father,
yeah.
my father. I mean, we're Italian and like whatever. It's Christian-esque or whatever. Like I was in Catholic, like CCD for
Mhm.
like a hot second. I did my communion and then my dad pulled me out, and that was it. But every Christmas Eve, it's just him and I. So he'd be like, hey, you want to have a Jewish Christmas? Go get some Chinese and a movie? I'm
Yeah.
like, this is the fucking best.
It's fun.
It's the best.
That's what I did this Christmas.
That's
It was
nice.
In Vermont.
What movie did you see? Do you remember?
No, we were in Vermont.
Okay.
We were lucky that the Thai restaurant was even open.
There was a Thai restaurant in Vermont?
It was good, actually.
Really?
Yeah, we had dinner at like 4:30 and then sleep by 7.
Got you. That sounds pretty incredible.
My mother is 100% Italian
Oh, wow.
and by far the most Jewish in my entire family. By far, hands down. My father passed like 20 years ago, and when he was in the hospital, he asked for last rites from a priest.
Wow. Wow.
Totally true story.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a lot of similarities with Italian and Jewish families. I mean, very similar. Family's very strong.
I didn't have any
Food
Jewish
is a bit-
relatives growing up. All my relatives were Bronx Italians.
Probably had more fun.
Oh my God. What's not fun about lunch? I mean, dinner at 11 o'clock on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fantastic. That's why I
Right?
eat dinner now at 4:30 every day.
Then you go into a coma the rest of the day.
Amen.
There is a lot of dudes. Sebastian Maniscalco did a bit actually about that, about Italians and Jews. He's married to a Jewish woman.
Yeah, I know.
And he talks about how it's just so similar.
Yeah, I think we are.
I think it is. I mean, my dad owned a bagel shop, so
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty Jewish. And he
Yeah.
dated a Jewish woman for like 6 years
Oh my God.
before he met my mom. But yeah. So we're coming up on. You said you got to be out here 1:30,
Yeah.
correct?
Yep.
He's on daddy duty.
I know
I
it.
am.
So what are we promoting today?
We are promoting. Spend a lot of time with your kids.
No.
That's
Fuck
what,
that.
That's what I'm promoting. I'm promoting. I'm gonna be a good dad. I'm gonna, take my kid outside. We're gonna run down the driveway together.
Oh, that's nice.
No show plugs.
You got nothing. Let's hear. You got stuff coming
up.
up.
I wrote a book.
Okay.
In 2017 called Pumping Irony, and it's a fitness book. It's prescriptive, but it's also comedic, and that'll plug. It's called
Pumping Irony?
Yeah, how to build muscle, lose weight, and have the last laugh. And I found a real publisher. It wasn't Vanity Publishing. And
That's so fucking
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
How did the book do?
it did okay. I mean, it's very hard to sell books, obviously, especially on a fitness book, unless you're like LL Cool J or Joe Manganiello or.
I had LL Cool J's book.
Yeah. I'm sure it was good. He's
It was
jacked.
good. Yeah.
But that's my plug. That and play with your kids.
What about your social media? You want to plug that?
Oh God. I'm a Luddite. That's a guy who denies technology. So
Dude, you and my dad should hang out.
It's anti-social media as far as I'm concerned. I'll crucify social media. Do not find me on social media.
Well, if you want to find Andrew, you can find him on our social media.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We'll plug our shit. You can find me at Nick Scopes. You can find Greg at the Gregalicious, the Mangina Dialogues, Unhinged Comedy CT. We're at the Sea Grape here every Monday, 8 p.m. And we're going to plug John Murray's. What's your Instagram again?
I don't post it. It's Chandeliers. It's like a chandelier with lizards.
Chandeliers.
It's like a chandelier with lizards at the end.
That was
he
weird,
says.
man. You should post some shit. You have no shows coming up. Nothing you want to plug.
Nothing
Anything.
I want to plug.
Okay.
No, this Caroline's thing. I got the second kid. I'm going to plug my second kid's
Let's
birth.
plug it.
November 16th. He's due. Check him out.
Hey, what
His
hospital?
name's probably going to be Leo. He's going to be around 8 pounds. He's going to be fucking beautiful.
Bridgeport?
I don't even know. Something in Stamford. Coastal is the name of the practice. So, yeah, check out Coastal if you're going to have a kid.
Any other OBGYN plugs today?
That's it for today. That's it. We're going to get a photo, and then we're going to get out of here. Andrew, thanks for coming on,
Thanks,
dude.
Jay.
Thank you guys
Had
so
a real
much.
professional.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for having me.
I love you. Bye.
Love you guys, too. Bye-bye.